That's you.
Alright, so, hello everybody out there. I am Naokun. Behind me, as always, the one and only
Bladed One!
And you guys are actually in for a bit of a treat today. You see, we're going to do another edition of The Wild Rose. As you can see, we are in studio, in Bladed One studio.
The Bladed Realm.
The Bladed Realm, yes. And we thought, it might be a little bit of fun, especially since this podcast is going to be all about, going under the hood of who we are and giving you a bit of a glimpse into future projects. What better way to do that than to show it off? So this kind of has become a little future project, so to speak. Anything you want to say to the nice people before we get started?
I hope you all enjoy the ride, because it's going to be a little different for us too, because every now and then we're going to have to look up at the camera just to... say that we're paying attention to you. It's not just us in our little world, even though we should be kind of act like we're in a fishbowl, kind of, I guess. So, without further ado, alright, so...
Go ahead and get into it.
Alright, so let me actually turn off monitoring, because I'm sure you want to hear the theme song so that you can,
Yeah.
Alright, and just for everybody's, edification, the theme song for today is from Ninja Gaiden, and it's Ryu's Determination.
Very topical.
Alright, so I just turned off monitoring. And 3, 2, 1.
Welcome everybody to The Wild Rose. Oh, I did that perfectly. Nailed it! One take. We are awesome. Anyway.
It was alright.
We are here, of course, to do another exciting edition of The Wild Rose. I am Naokun. Along with me, as always, the one, the only.
Bladed One!
And how you doing today, Blade?
I'm doing good. I'm actually doing great!
Excellent.
So are you?
I'm doing fantastic. It's been a really good day, and I think this one is going to be a very fun, very interesting podcast.
Of course, because not only are we recording it, live on camera, but we're also going to be giving everybody a look under the hood.
Yes, and that's exactly what this podcast is about. It's going to be a little bit different. Going to be probably a bit more on the informative side, but we're of course going to inject some fun into it, and just a good way of telling you about future projects for Nadoblade, some other stuff that we haven't, really talked about too much, and just give you a little bit more of a detail into our body of work, what we have planned in the future, what we want to do in the future,
and what is the actual status of that damn website.
Oh my god!
And that's just me putting myself under fire there, because it's being held up by me.
I can say the same thing about Answer Retail Slave, but hey, we got a lot of stuff, going on.
Yeah.
We are, as the theme highlights, determined. Name's not Ryu, though. That'd be awesome, though. I want my name to be Dragon.
Me too.
Ryu Hughes.
That would have worked very well. You should change it. You can legally do that.
I could legally do that. But if I were to legally change my name to anything, it would be to Nato.
Ah! Well, how about Nato Ryu Hughes?
Ooh. Nato Ryu. Sounds like some kind of weird Japanese martial arts.
But it sounds awesome.
It does sound awesome.
And we're getting right into this right on time because the music is slowing down. That was just... Everything is just...
First take!
Oh, the power!
We always do things on the first take here of The Wild Rose, as I'm sure you guys have noticed. But man, we are 8 episodes in. How does it feel, my friend?
Man, it still feels like it's the first one. It feels like the first one. And it's been purely a wonderful, joyous ride.
It really has. And we got you guys to thank for it.
I look at our stats on Facebook and I look at our stats on SoundCloud, and I'm just always impressed. Even if we had just one listener, the fact that there's someone out there
who's looking forward to us.
Yeah, and that we actually get people that favorite our stuff, that like them, and we get insight on all that. So, and thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. Continue to like, continue to subscribe, to share with your friends, and help spread the word. We are looking to make a revolution, and that's partly what this particular podcast is for, to kind of give you guys ammo to say, hey, these guys are awesome, they're doing da 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 da, Let's spread the word. Let's help them out. Let's show them some love.
And also, I feel as though this podcast is helping with my public speaking. I am a person that does not necessarily like to be put on, display or into the spotlight.
I would agree.
And
for myself, yeah.
And, even though I'm talking to a mic, I know that there's people that are going to be listening. For me, it works the same way as if I was in a room full of people having to give them, some sort of insight or my actual opinion on something. And instead of me getting all flustered and frustrated with myself trying to really articulate my words, I just kind of have to let it flow. And it's helped me in my career.
Yeah, I can say the same thing for me. For me, more so on the psychological end. I think I might even mention it on the very first edition. I don't know. I'll have to go back. But I was never someone who liked the sound of my own voice.
You did say that.
Yeah, I just always... I feel like I sound so different to me than I do on camera, on the microphone, per se. And I always had a fear of just kind of like rambling on, which I still do, let's face it, but what else.
But the thing is that it's an enjoyable ramble. We love to hear you ramble.
Yeah, it's an enjoyable ramble, and I'm accustomed to my own voice now. It's something that I am comfortable with. I don't mind speaking, basically. Right. I don't mind the fact that my voice is going to be heard. And it's not me like, oh my goodness, it sounds terrible. I sound like some kind of drunken asthmatic sailor.
I'm still getting used to the sound of my own voice, though, because when I listen back on these podcasts, I feel as though I sound like I'm 18, which I guess in some instances
that's awesome.
That's not bad. But the fact that I'm 30, it's like, shouldn't I sound at least a bit more mature?
Badly.
Yeah, shouldn't I?
Everybody.
Shouldn't there be a little bit more
ladies.
bass? Hello, ladies. $1 to the person that gets that right. $1. $1 to be the first person that guesses it.
Don't quote us on that, even though we totally did quote us. Quote us on it. Yes. Whatever.
But like Nato here said, today is going to be a look for you guys under the hood. Our plans, our determinations, the things that we have, really in the cooker for you guys coming up in the near and long term.
So let's get started with the current forum that we're on, the Wild Rose. Blade, you did something that is pretty awesome recently.
I did.
Why don't you tell the good people what it is? He's hyped.
I am. So, if you guys remember from the last podcast, I actually said that, Lane Patur, I want to call you out. I want you to be on the Wild Rose. And I mentioned a bunch of other people. Who else was it?
Sasha Banks.
Sasha Banks, and
superstar.
And I do believe I also mentioned Momokun, the cosplayer. Well, I reached out to Momokun last week, and she got back to me this week. And guess what?
Uh-oh.
We booked Momokun.
Oh my goodness, we're going to have Momokun in a future episode of The Wild Rose.
We are. She reached back out today and she said, yes, she'd love to do it.
That's fantastic. And especially since we're small. This is a big deal.
Yes, it is huge for us.
Huge honor.
I mean, she has thousands of fans.
Yes.
And we have tens.
Yeah.
We love you all. We love you all.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that for somebody that is, in the limelight like that, someone that has a following behind them to even say, hey, yeah, I'll do it for you guys, but to actually come out and say, I'd love to do it with you guys! Exclamation point.
Yeah, it means just so much to us.
So,
very honored.
Momokun, thank you very much. Thank you. We will be reaching out to you shortly. We need to work on the schedule.
Let's see. Probably be cosplay.
Well, I would love for it to be cosplay, but just for it to be an enjoyable conversation. I can't imagine being anything other.
Yeah, just us kind of chewing the fat.
Yeah, and looking at her page and everything, she looks like somebody that just likes to have fun.
Right.
So I'm gonna go with that, and I don't know if that would be. Well, I think under the microscope that we're doing for episode 10. That's Final Fantasy.
Yes.
So
that is Final Fantasy.
We probably would like to put her. Would you mind putting her in like episode 15?
Episode 15-ish, yeah.
Okay, so episode 15, 14, somewhere around there. If you want to keep the format for the Under the Microscope.
Yeah, being every 5.
Yeah, so then we need to fit her in somewhere in between. So maybe even, I don't want her to be 13 because that could be unlucky. So
12, 14, and 16.
Yeah. So we'll have to figure that out. We will be, if you listen to this podcast, we will be reaching out to you very, very soon.
Yes.
And thank you very much.
I'm excited about that.
Lampator, you're next.
Yes, that will be amazing.
And
so we're reaching out, man.
And I do believe that I have no choice but to make the topic either voice acting or Star Wars. I personally want it to be Star Wars.
It could be Star Wars. It could be revisit of Star Wars with Dragon Ball Z.
Because like I said in the last one, I can definitely see us just sitting there like, I just peed a little.
You can see that happening.
I mean, he's not even going to be, neither of them are going to be in front of us. Of course, it's going to be like either video or Skype, or if nothing else, just voice.
Yeah.
But still, the fact that we're interacting with these people, these folks that are living, I mean, they're not old, they're living legends though.
Yeah.
In their fields.
Yes, in the field of geek culture.
Yes, and I mean, people go into the culture because of them. It's like, I want to do what they did.
Yes.
So it's just massive, it's huge. I love it. Thank you all very much.
It's an amazing honor.
So, going back to what Nader here was saying about, the Wild Rose, I actually pulled out our old episode guide, and to a certain extent we followed it, and then in many extents we didn't. It was just whatever we had on topic or in our heads. So we were on topic for episode 1, which was episode of firsts, which I think that was actually the name of it.
Something like that. Introductions.
Introductions, yes.
Yeah.
And then episode 2 was originally called Hum a Few Bars, The Importance of Music, which we followed that too. We did number 2.
Yep.
And then we kind of went off the rails because the next one was narrative versus character. And I remember us actually having that discussion. You all will not see it because unfortunately those files got corrupt. Before we even started doing the podcast, we made a video that we were going to show at the 1-year anniversary of us planning all of this.
That got corrupted too?
It did.
That's a shame. Oh well.
I was hoping that I could find it if I moved it, but it wasn't on this computer or the other one.
But hey, it happens. It happens.
It does. But this will take its place.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was narrative versus character, which we haven't talked about yet. We'll do that in a later podcast.
Yeah.
We kind of... It's funny because episode 4 here and episode 9 flipped.
Yeah.
Because episode 4 was supposed to be get to know the projects.
Yep.
And episode 9, even though we're on 8, episode 9 was the hype machine. All talk or lied up to. Or lived up to. There it is.
Godzilla was a good movie.
Screw you.
Just saying, it was a good movie.
You know what? Why didn't they just take Ken Watanabe's, his advice? Let them fight. No, it was always, no, let's pan out a little bit. No, let's close the door before you actually see the fight. No, let him just submerge himself underneath the water. That was not a good movie. That was not a Godzilla movie. That was a movie with Godzilla in it.
Mike,
damn it!
Mike Njoku.
Carrying on. Number 5, we were actually on topic. That was Under the Microscope, DBZ.
Shoutouts to Chaz Pilot of the OG spot, OJ.
Jesus. Yes, please don't. Number 6 was favorite con moments, and number 7 was do's and don'ts of conning.
Which I feel like we could just kind of consolidate.
And to a certain extent, I wouldn't mind putting these 2 topics in with the Momokun,
We could do that
because
she goes to a lot of cons actually as a cosplayer. And she probably has a lot of stories she could tell.
Yes.
As far as do's and don'ts.
Do's and don'ts, particularly as not for a cosplayer but a fan of a cosplayer.
Yeah, definitely. For both.
So I think that would be great. And for us, like Nato was saying, we have gone to conventions, but I think for the most part our exposure has been Otakon.
Yeah.
Which it's one of the larger ones, but it's still one.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's been to a bunch. I mean, she's pretty young, but I don't know. But still, I'm sure she's gone to a lot.
Yeah.
Let's see. Least favorite video game / anime adaptations. That may not be a full episode.
I would like to change that into kind of like I mentioned it before on the outside the podcast, doing maybe a bottom 5 least favorite anime.
Okay. Can you pass me a pen?
Yeah, sure can.
There's plenty.
Oh yeah. Because I feel like that's going to be a fun one. You guys are going to get to hear me rant and rave.
So you said it's bottom 5?
Yeah, bottom 5. you guys are going to get a chance to really hear me rant and rave, and that's actually somewhat topical to a point which I will explain after we finish talking about the podcast.
We already talked about the hype. And then, of course, episode 10. We only do these 10 at a time. Under the Microscope, which is Fallen Fantasy.
I'm looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to you talking a lot about that one.
Yes.
Because I know very little. I can talk 7 and not at deep length.
10?
And I know even less about 10.
Okay.
So we may have to bring in a guest for that. Because I know shit.
Hey, and if you guys want to join up with us, that will be in roughly a month's time, give or take, since we do these on a bi-weekly schedule.
Yeah.
Let us know if you want to be
assuming that
part.
something doesn't come up in the meantime.
True. But if you guys want to be part of the Wild Rose, as always, just contact us on Facebook, contact us via Twitter, via email. Let us know.
And all the links for that can be found on our SoundCloud page, because I've made links to all of it.
Yes.
So the last things that we have here actually are the remaining Under the Microscopes that we had planned. So we planned up to 35.
Wow.
Yeah, and I don't know if the last one I actually talked to you about, but I had it in there.
Oh no.
Well, number 15 was Ron My One Half.
Yes.
So we were going to go in depth on that. Also in depth, which was episode 20, on bad dubbing.
And that's going to be fun.
That's going to be fun. Number 25, which seems like a very good quarter centurion mark for us, Gundam.
Yeah.
So you remember that.
Yeah, we discussed that from the very beginning. Gundam has to be 25.
Number 30 was Marvel vs. DC.
Ooh.
Which, I mean, I could argue very much at length for Marvel, but you'd argue for Marvel, so I'll take up DC.
Hey, we could just do
pros and cons of both.
Yeah.
And then the last one was the various incarnations of Spider-Man, which I remember us talking about because you did not like the last incarnation.
No, the Amazing Spider-Man I did not like at all.
But that can definitely be up for change, because I have no issues with that. I don't know if I know enough.
No, this is final.
No. Alright.
But now we've done the podcast. He has some very exciting news on his end. I have some exciting news as well. Nadoblade Production now has, of course, we have our main body of work. We have our stories. We have The Wild Rose. We have Answer Retail Safe. We have a musical body of work, Blade Realm Studios, which you definitely hear more about probably a little bit later in the podcast. We now have a gaming arm of Nadoblade Productions as well.
It's been named to mirror very much Bladed Realm, so now we have
Nadoland Entertainment.
I personally was a fan of Gamertainment, but I like his idea.
Gamertainment sounds a bit too hokey to me.
Fair.
So, you can follow my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Nadoland Entertainment.
All one word.
All one word, yes. I don't think Twitch allows you to do spaces anyway. You can also follow me on my YouTube page as well. Subscribe to my YouTube. It's connected to my personal YouTube account. I think it's youtube.com/Nadokun. I'll have to double check. When I do, I'll definitely leave a description in our Facebook page. But I ran a couple tests. I actually ran a test very recently with Blade on the other end.
It was fun to watch.
Yeah, watch me play Star Wars Battlefront. My goal for this is twofold, actually.
Mm-hmm.
One is to kind of mirror the format of CJP at the Top Gamer Spot, have a night dedicated to streaming. Now, I am still working out the kinks of the Twitch account, in terms of I want to be able to archive footage.
Yeah, that's what I was asking if you could do that.
Yeah, I don't
move this way, because I don't think the nice people can see you.
Oh,
yeah, there you
go.
go.
Nice people. I'm not sure how to do that. Full disclosure, I'm doing this all from my PlayStation 4. I don't have like card capture software or anything like that. That's to come later, hopefully. But as of right now, this is all produced in source via my PlayStation 4, so I don't know if there's any way to archive that. So to that extent, the first couple editions will probably be on my YouTube page, because those do get immediately archived.
Okay. So you can stream to both at the same time?
I don't know if I can stream to both at the same time, but if I stream to YouTube, once I start streaming, after a while, that video will remain on YouTube.
Okay.
If you actually go to my YouTube page now, which again I'll give you the link later on our Facebook page, you will see a couple of just little test runs with NBA 2K16, with The Witcher 3 doing a boss fight, and then a couple of me playing Amplitude. But going back to my original point, my plan is to do it starting this Friday. We'll say between 8 and 9. I plan to stream for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I'm going to start off with Star Wars Battlefront. Now, I'm not a top player or anything like that. That's why I said you're going to hear a lot of me ranting and raving, because it is a lot of that.
Now, for the people that are listening that are fans of Battlefront and would love to nuke your existence, are you going to give them your name so they can find you?
Absolutely. I'm not hard to find. Heck, you've heard my, my gamer tag on every edition of the Wild Rose. It's Nadocoon. Feel free to drop me your friend requests. I will take them. I will converse with you, and we will play together if that's your desire. And you can whoop my ass, because I'm decent, but I'm not very good.
He beat Boba Fett and then he got blown up.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of me getting blown up and probably cursing and stuff like that.
What happened to River Nada?
River Nada was is my Xbox 360 account.
Oh, okay.
Because Nadocoon was not available for whatever reason.
Okay.
So it was River Nada there.
There could be another Nadocoon running out there?
Who knows?
Ooh.
If so, we'll kill him. Anyway, I suppose you can find me on Microsoft's Xbox Live too. I don't go on my 360 too often, but again, it is River Nada. The other plan that I want to do is to start doing Let's Plays. Mm-hmm. Now, the streaming, once I get the Twitch situation worked out, will be primarily on Twitch, with maybe like highlights being on YouTube. The Let's Plays will be exclusively on YouTube. And I've been wrestling about it. I don't know when I'm going to start with the Let's Plays, but I do know what game I'm going to start with.
Which is?
Final Fantasy VII.
Better be. Are they going to stop you? Are they going to tag that shit?
I don't think so.
Good.
Well, hold on. Square us off. Be cool. Be cool. Be cool. But
it's all for the love of your game.
Yes, my favorite game of all time, by the way. So that won't probably start until maybe I'll say mid-March, just because I still be playing with the settings.
Okay.
But pretty soon, you'll be having Let's Plays of Final Fantasy VII, as well as weekly streams. Me just playing any game I want. It could be Star Wars Battlefront. It could be Final Fantasy 14. It could be Just Cause 3. It could be Metal Gear Solid. Hell, I might throw you guys for a toll loop. Be like, hey, we're streaming a basketball game, because I'm a diverse gamer.
He loves basketball games.
I do. I really, really do.
Didn't get that. Didn't see that coming.
Not a lot of people do. But I can explain my love a little bit, and again, you'll have fun. Hopefully have fun. Hear me freak out. And then, of course, as things progress, we'll move into other consoles. I would love to do a stream of playing Mario Kart 8, because that game, whew, I really lose my mind on that, or Smash Brothers, or just anything and everything. Send me your suggestions, of course. But Naderland Entertainment is a thing. It's going to be starting this Friday. Of course, it's going to be a little prolonged because we pre-recorded. Sorry. So by the time you actually hear this, you probably would have been able to watch the first stream.
I'll try to. Well, remember, I'm off. I'm off tomorrow and I'm off Friday.
Hey, no rush.
So, but the thing is I will try. I make no promises. So if it doesn't go up in time, I apologize. I was busy.
His fault.
Yeah. Yes, blame me. I am the fall guy for a lot of things, because they do kind of sit with me. I am the bottleneck, as they said in operational management. Bottlenecks. But let's see. You mentioned that I had some news. Is the news about the albums? Is that the news I have?
The news was about MomoCon.
I did that already.
I know. That was the news I was talking about.
Oh, well, yeah. So there's that.
But they are talking about music.
But there are several projects in the works right now for Nadoblade. Well, for Nadoblade, of course, but for Bladed Realm specifically. I'm back to working on the Infinity Complex album, which I started way back in high school and kind of shelved after I did Continuum, which was a rocking anthem. I wish that, I have it. I can post it online for you folks to listen to. It will wind up being revamped and redone to be more of the 2016 mix because my taste in music and the way I hear the song has changed. And the Infinity Complex was actually part of what was called the Infinity Complex Suite. And that actually included a song called Laughter in Infinity's Gates, which I put on our SoundCloud page, a rough take of that. And to some people, the rough take sounds like a finish.
Yeah, which is awesome. It was really good.
Thank you. It's quite frankly one of NATO's favorite stuff that I've ever done.
Yes.
There are a few added tricks I want to put in there that will not change the character of the song, but it's like, whoa, he learned how to do that? Where did that come from? That I want to throw in there as well. And then, of course, do the first part of it, because it's a three-part suite. And then on top of that, there's also the Welcome to the Bladed Realm album, which was volume 1 of a different section that was just purely metal rock. I'm going to have that in the works. And, of course, there is one more album that is in, well, my sister wants me to do something for her too. She's a dancer.
Yes.
She's a dancer and she wants a piece for her to dance to. And
side tangent.
Yeah.
Miss Jessica, first off, love you, sis. But she was also on So You Think You Can Dance. I think it was the last season.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she didn't have that much of a sob story. Her puppy didn't die in a fire, and she was like getting married on set. Yeah. So the chumps at Fox didn't really show her, too much love on the screen. But every time we saw her,
you're like, there she is.
Yeah, Blade and me and my parent and my mom and my sister were just like, yay, that's Jessica, she's on TV. So much love to Jessica. Keep doing what you're doing, girl. We're so proud of you. Hard to believe I've known that girl since she was, 5?
Yeah.
Jesus. Stop getting old. Stop getting older. You're making me feel old.
Wow, yeah. Wait. Yep, something like that. 5 or 6? Because she graduates from college this year. She graduates, yeah. And last but certainly not least, the Bladed Realm is happy to announce that we are doing an album with Nato-kun.
Yes, I actually do have a bit of a concept album in the works. I'm going to call it Just Another Album. Now, there is actually
I think that Just Another is in quotes and then your album.
Yeah. Now, the whole joke about it is going to be me kind of playing unironically to some of the biggest fads and pop music today. So, you're going to have your obligatory bodacious and bragging, hip-hop track. Talk about, I'm the best, to prove I have value at all, I got to brag about it. I have a song in my mind where it's going to be kind of like your classic 80s trailer bait, kind of like Kenny Loggins should be singing this almost motivational song. Flying to the danger zone.
And there you go. Now we've made our quota. Have to sing every episode, and you see how we look when we do that.
Yeah. I have another song that's going to be kind of like your obligatory party anthem dance.
Like We Are Young?
Not necessarily. I won't go too much into detail here because it's still very much in its infancy stage.
So the concept is in conceptual phase?
Yes.
Okay.
Ironic. Of course, I'm probably going to drive this poor guy crazy because my musical talent is, to call it, limited.
When he first brought it up, I was very skeptical because, like you said, it's limited, and I was like, you don't play anything.
Yeah, to call it limited is to say that a 2-year-old's walking ability is limited.
Yeah,
it's a pretty gross overstatement, but I really hope to just kind of have fun about it. Of course, because I don't play, I'm just basically here's some ideas, do whatever you want with them.
True story. We did that once with a song. What was it called again? Boom, boom, boom.
Oh,
boom.
Tears of a Lost Soul. Yep.
Tears of a Lost Soul. He had an idea, and we went to Bill's Music one day, and he played it on piano. He figured out what it was, and I just took it and turned it into this whole freaking thing.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, perfect.
Because it went from the boom, 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 boom,
And that was it.
Yeah, and then it became. So it did that. Then went. In fact, give me a freaking guitar.
Uh-oh. We're going to get some live guitar work from Blade here.
Yep. We have that and a pick, if you don't mind. So the picks are over there on that table.
Around the table, here we go. Oh yeah. Here you are, sir.
Thank you.
Of course.
Let me see if I can even find it on this thing. No, I can't. Oh, wait.
You could go lower though.
No, well, yeah, I could. Why am I having a hard time finding it?
Stage right.
It is a little bit. Oh, never mind. Never mind. What?
We'll get one day
Yeah,
though.
you'll get it one day. But continue on. So even though I was skeptical about the project at the very beginning, it did sound like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because if nothing else, it will definitely make me stretch beyond what I'm comfortable playing. And so we're in for a penny, in for a pound.
As they say.
Yeah, this thing is out of tune. That was part of the problem.
Oh, okay. That'll do it. I got him a bad guitar.
Yeah. So keep talking.
Okay, but that's all I really have as far as Just Never album. Want to talk about where the hell the website is?
Ah, damn it.
That's like,
Yeah, the website is in flux. I haven't had a chance to really work on it.
okay.
To be honest with you, because I've been busy doing other things, and then of course putting up the podcast every other week,
Right.
and then the job,
Tax season.
tax season. I do taxes,
Mm-hmm.
and people want their money,
That would be nice.
which includes you.
Oh, I'm sure it gets me.
But I mean,
But we can also talk about Amazon Retail Slave.
as a retail slave,
It's flux. I had to re-record it basically. I'm not going to do it, so I'm a bit more cleaned up. As you can see for those in the video, I'm a little rough at the moment. So I want to make sure I'm all beautified.
you do that, sir.
Oh, yeah. But as was mentioned a few episodes ago, the footage did get corrupted, so we had to record it essentially. And we converge once a week. So we try to do as much as we can in those once a week time spans, and as things begin to build, we'll be able to converge more often and more steadily. But we thank you very much for your patience, and just know we wouldn't delay it if we didn't want it to be the absolute best that it could be. Amazon Retail Slave has been a huge pet project of mine. I have a lot of faith in it, and I'm not going to send out anything that is half-assed. So we're working on it, and he is playing Tears of a Lost Soul. That's all you get for free.
Gotta pay for the rest. At least buy me a drink.
I'll at least buy him a drink. We deserve a drink.
If I can go, well, I'll hold on to it.
There we go. So as you can see, we got a lot of good stuff here. The website, we're still working on that, and of course, Amazon Retail Slave. But we got some stuff going on with Blade Realm Studios. We have stuff going on with Nadoblade Entertainment. We have fun stuff going on with The Wild Rose. I'm excited for the future.
There's a lot to be excited about. I mean, and one of my side projects that I do every other Monday, me and one of my coworkers, actually, we jam out every other Monday. He's a drummer and I'm a guitarist. We play out. And you know, we really have almost 2 albums worth of music. All we really need to do is find a place to put it down. And the thing is I don't think he'd be comfortable here. Mm-hmm. So there will be a time is coming where I will actually like buy a separate piece of recording equipment, take it over there. He can put down his drums, and I can come back and put down all my guitar shit. Okay. So there will be something else coming out from Bladed Realm Studios, an album by the group called Carrier Effect. Has a lot to do with the fact that, you know, we both work at Northrop, and, you know, they used to make ships. So okay. Carrier Effect.
Makes sense.
So that's what's going on.
We got a lot of time left.
We do. We have like 30 minutes, which is odd for us.
Yeah, man. Like, the one time that we're talking exclusively about ourselves, it's like, all right, we're good. All right, cool. Now what?
Like now, do we have a topic? We could just talk about random stuff.
We could just talk about random stuff.
What have you been playing lately that you've been really enjoying?
I've been playing a lot. Amplitude, which is a really fun game. You can download it from the PlayStation Network. I think it's currently on sale for $14.99, something like that. Originally $19.99. Not a whole lot to it, and if you don't like EDM, the soundtrack is going to drive you nuts. There are a couple.
Was it electro dance music?
There are a couple songs that fall outside that range, but the rest of it is like very dancey, and to that extent, there are a couple songs that kind of give me a headache, but a lot of it's really fun. I just realized, though, there's one thing we forgot to talk about.
What?
And our good friend's gonna be upset with us.
Uh-oh.
The MVP Movie Club.
Oh yes.
Oh no.
My fault. I'm sorry, Omar.
That's my fault too. I just remembered.
I'm sorry. So there will be another video segment on Nadoblade Productions called MVP Movie Club, where we, along with our great friend Mr. Omar Taylor,
the Shin Shadow X,
will be reviewing movies. You know, whether they're in theaters now or if they're out, they've been out for a while, doesn't matter. As long as it has some ties to geek culture, we're going to be doing it. In fact, there may even be some movies that don't fall into the realm, just if it was a good or really bad movie.
Now, of course, a lot of it has been finalized, but I remember Blade was talking about doing format kind of like the good, the bad, and the ugly type of situation where you just kind of talk about what we liked about it, and 1 second what we didn't like about it, and 1 second maybe just stuff that
crap that should not have been in there.
Should not have been there, maybe just made us scratch our heads.
And that would be the ugly.
Yeah.
And what did we... we said that we were going to make it... At first, we said it was going to be the original Transformers movie.
Yes.
But with it being recently in theaters, still in theaters, and...
fresh in our minds.
And not only that, it being a blockbuster hit, which people didn't see coming, possibly even the highest grossing rated R movie of all time.
Wow.
Maybe.
Deadpool's going to be the first episode.
The first on the chopping block, which there won't be much chopping, because that movie was freaking awesome.
I thought it was good.
Oh, see, there we go. So now we have our first descent.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was good. Have we decided on how we're going to grade it? It's going to be like letter grade or stars grade or number grade?
I would like to do stars.
Stars?
I would like to do stars out of 5.
Out of 5?
Yes. And half stars or
stars
or whatever are applicable.
All right, cool. I like half stars. I think once it gets smaller than that, it becomes a little fiddly. Give it 2.79 stars.
You dick.
No, I'm not talking about Deadpool.
No, I'm saying. I'm saying that would be the reaction of people. Like, why didn't you just make it 3? What's wrong with you?
I like messing with you guys. So we still have to talk to our friend more about that. That'll probably, I imagine, would come sometime in March.
March or April. There's a lot. There seems to be a lot happening.
Yeah.
In March. I mean, you're going to be finalizing the things for Nadoland, and then Bladed Realm stuff has to get started at some point. Mm-hmm. And I don't know when I'm going to start doing it, but on top of all this that we're doing here, I'm also doing the CPA. I'm trying to get it finalized so that I can get my materials. So whenever that starts, I'm going to have to buckle down and actually study because I'm not working with my own money.
Right, makes sense. And of course, going somewhat meta, I am applying to different places of business.
And who knows, that might affect your schedule.
Who knows?
Because, you may not be off on Wednesdays.
So, nothing is finalized, but what is finalized, what is a guarantee is we are going to work as hard as we can for you guys.
We always try to.
So.
We try to do the best by you guys, because I don't think anybody is leaning on us, waiting for, with bated breath for our next thing, but we really appreciate the fact that you're out there listening, that you're checking, and that you're paying attention to us. So we want to give you the best product as quickly as possible.
But again, the best product.
Yes.
That means we have to wait for a little bit. We'd rather have you wait and come up with something amazing than rush something out and it being like, what is this crap?
Yeah, just be completely and utterly mediocre. So,
But-
none of that.
Back to games I've been playing.
Yes.
I've been playing a lot of Apple II. I've been playing some Star Wars Battlefront.
Actually,
Uh-oh.
there was because I don't think anybody knows this about you. So, what was your take on the Super Bowl?
On the Super Bowl?
On the Super Bowl.
Peyton Manning won.
Peyton Manning didn't do shit.
Peyton Manning won.
Peyton Manning didn't do
Does
shit.
he have a new ring?
He has a ring because the
Peyton
team
Manning
did.
won.
Peyton Manning won.
Okay, can you beat my logic?
That he won?
Yes.
But you have to define.
Does he have a ring?
No. That wasn't your logic. Your logic was Peyton Manning won.
Yeah.
Now, did he do anything for it?
He's part of the team.
Did he Trent Dilford that shit?
He's part of the team.
Yeah, he Trent Dilford that shit. He didn't make it so they lost. That's what he did.
Boom. Do you know how hard that is to do?
I know.
Hey, even our representing Joe Flacco doesn't do that all the time.
No.
I'm liking for Flacco since day one.
Unless he's up against Peyton.
Well, we don't have to worry about that anymore.
We don't.
So he's safe. I have to find a new second team. Go Warriors.
Not even the same sport.
Slash Thunder. I want to say Go Thunder, but I know Warriors are going to win. When this turned to a sports podcast?
It's a part of what makes you you.
It is a part of what makes you me, and that's why you guys tolerate me.
They like you. They love you. But games with games. Alright, so you said Amplitude.
Yeah, Amplitude. Of course, I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy 14. In fact, I'll give the guys at 14 a bit of a plug. If any of you guys out there are playing 14 and are part of the Gilgamesh server, then feel free to add me as your friend. My online name is Raya Shane, R-A-I-Y-A, last name S-H-A-Y-N-E. Yes, I play as a lady. Deal fit. She's adorable. I call her the Rose Arsonist.
Is that who's the background on your phone?
That is the current background of my phone right now. I'm actually going to show up to the camera. There we go. So yeah, my created character is actually my phone background. Does that make me a narcissist?
No.
I feel like it kind of does.
Well, you're a narcissist about a fictional character. I don't know that you are.
Right.
There's a lot of walls there.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a lot of walls, and I don't have time to psychoanalyze that one.
But feel free to add me to your playlist. I would love to play with you guys. I am part of the full company Storm Elite. So major shouts out to Storm Elite, Knuckles, Iria, Miz, T-Bone, Prime, Safari. All you guys are amazing. You guys keep me invested in the game, so I appreciate that. I am hoping to one day soon get Xenoblade Chronicles X. I wasn't able to get it before, but that game wouldn't be mine. And then, of course, as Blade alluded to, I am almost constantly on NBA 2K16.
Mm-hmm.
I do love that game. I don't play online too much. Online kind of annoys me. I find that there are a lot of people who are just like, I'm a point guard or a shooting guard. I'm going to either go for a monster dunk or go for a three-point shot. Passing? What's that? Who needs assists? Check out my J, son. So I typically stay in like my GM or my career, but I do enjoy playing it. And that's another thing about Nadoblade Entertainment. My ultimate goal is to be able to do game reviews in the future. But of course that's down the line.
I think our anime reviews went further down the line too, because I wanted to do those. I mean, that's all I got about that. They were planned, and then they never actually happened.
Well, to a certain extent, the MVP Movie Club kind of takes care of that.
It
kind of.
It can,
because we're talking.
But if it just focused on anime, yours is specifically games.
Yeah.
I mean, this is movies and doesn't necessarily.
No, but it could cover, say, the end of Evangelion.
Who wants to review that except to watch you cringe?
It can cover Ghost in the Shell.
I thought you didn't have a problem with that.
I have a problem with the ending. I haven't watched it since.
The original Ghost in the Shell?
Yes.
Oh, about the internet being vast and infinite and her living and having two people inside her?
Oh, no. This is a fun little story to tell the guys at home.
Oh.
Don't worry, I'll tell them. I first saw Ghost in the Shell in my preteens. So when I saw it, one of the things that, starts to intrigue me were boobies. So towards the end, you had the scene where, the Major, she was naked and...
she wasn't naked.
I forgot the context of it because, again...
It was thermal camouflage.
Whatever. I forget the context anyway because, again, it's been close to 18 years.
Thermal camouflage. I'm telling you the context.
Yeah, so at first it was like, oh, boobies, that's great. And then she started getting like, oh, just muscular and red part. I was just like,
You peaked there.
I did me too.
That was a serious peak. I wonder how that actually sounds. I'm not monitoring right now. Usually I have a pair of headphones on. But I'm looking at that and that was hell. I'm sorry how that sounds. I'm sorry.
But it's how I felt.
I see.
It just scared the ever-loving crap out of me.
I personally...
I haven't watched it since.
Personally, even as a preteen, I just thought it was beautifully drawn and beautifully rendered. At the beginning of the movie, we saw the Major being put together, and then right there, we just saw her complete and utter destruction. So we saw it literally cradle to grave.
Yes.
And then her resurrection as the hybrid Major and Project 2501.
Stanwell Complex?
No, Stanwell Complex was the not the Puppet Master, was the Laughing Man. Different. And it wasn't the individual 11 from the second game.
Ah, gotcha.
So, well, I haven't been watching anything in terms of anime. I did go back and replay Halo 3 when my cousin was in town, and that was a lot of fun.
Classic.
It was. I mean, and we did the co-op mode, story mode, and that's always fun when you're playing with somebody else.
Yes.
We also did some of the cooperative play where you just have the hordes of, the brutes coming in, and that was fun. And it really got me interested in my PlayStation, my Xbox 360 again. Not interested enough that I'm gonna go off and get a one and get.
Never mind, to be fair.
I
said never mind, to be fair.
And I hear. Have you played Street Fighter 7 or 5?
I've played Street Fighter 5. Of course, almost everyone that I know has it. I purposely didn't buy it because I knew one of my friends would have it. And when I learned, it's like, oh yeah, there's no real arcade mode. There's no real customization mode. That's coming later, but it's not here now.
Why didn't they just add it in? They didn't have enough space or enough time?
From what I'm hearing, the main thing is they wanted to make sure that the game was out in time for EVO, which is the big fighting game tournament of the year.
Why don't you just have something that's exclusive at EVO and then leave the rest for us later? I forgot. People need time to practice.
Yeah, they need time to practice, even though it wasn't beta for the year, basically.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's very indicative of a problem that I have with gaming culture now. That's another side project that's not going to happen right away. That's kind of a back burner for me personally, but I do plan on doing kind of like a soapbox. If you ever heard of, what you probably have if you're paying attention to us, but be akin to like Movie Bob or the Jimquisition with Jim Sterling, just kind of giving my take on several topics, whether it be the gaming industry or geek culture. It could be just stuff that annoys me in my personal life. So that's something that'll come much further on, but something in the back of my head. But
we have a lot of projects. And we didn't even talk about the comics or the stories. I mean, are we ever going to revisit them?
In time.
I mean, I think when I think of Nadoblade and what we've done and where we're going, I think about how we've kind of put those on the back burner.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's where it was all supposed to start.
True enough. And of course that is still a big focus. I think the thing is, and it's something that you mentioned before from the very beginning, you were worried about selling ice to Eskimos.
Yes. The comic aspect, trying to make manga and anime and try to sell it to Japan.
Yeah. So we definitely are focused on our own storylines, of course, but what we really want you to do is get to know us as people, really get to embrace some of our other projects, and then, as time goes on, we'll kind of unleash the big guns and kind of really go headfirst into our dreams. We'll call it the Chris Nielsen path, Cover Fair.
Okay.
Who, of course, did a lot of stuff on Newgrounds and did like Broad Taunts, and then did what I feel as a fan is his magnum opus and Tome. But that was.
I hope it's not his magnum opus, because then he shot real early.
But no, the thing is, he's been doing animation and other side projects since he was in high school, which he's younger than us, so that wasn't too far away. But still, he kind of created that fan base, and then he said, all right, this has been what I dreamed of from the very beginning. I feel that's kind of the path we're taking.
Okay. Fair enough. And along the way, as things develop, we'll send you guys pictures and let you know what's going on. I already posted one image on Facebook. It didn't get many. I don't think it got a lot of attention, but the fact is, it was out there. It was one of the pieces I was actually most proud of, and it was supposed to be a cover art for Taio, Sword of the Sun.
Yes. And also give me a chance to rewrite a lot of those things, because trust me, I'm going to think that they're crap at this stage. So I'm going to have to rewrite everything.
Some of these stories, you have to understand, are going back 16 years, if not more.
Oh yeah.
Especially Madness True. The original Madness.
Oh yeah, the original Madness I wrote when I was 8.
I personally think you should put that out there. If it weren't for the fact that you use actual people's names.
Well, I make reference characters now, so I could get around that.
Well, I mean, you make reference characters now. I'm talking about the original Madness.
I could just implement
the
names.
But I mean, literal scans.
Yeah.
Just scan that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, if we should be around for another 20 years, but in 20 years, I'm going to convince this man, after a lot of drinks, to put out War of Japan.
Oh God, no!
Parts 1 and 2.
Can we do like a safe for work version?
Nope.
Okay, it's big inside joke. We're not gonna get into it now. But sure.
Just remember,
2036. Mark me down for doing War of Japan.
We were young, dumb adolescent.
You know the rest of that saying.
Adolescent teenagers,
and it
did not know much about
that
anything.
Stuff. And boy, does it show.
But it makes for an entertaining read where you will scream, "What the F?" This man is feeling the hurt right now. It's 20 years into the future and he's regretting already what he did 20 years ago.
I was a kid, I didn't know any better.
So, his future publishers, when that comes out, don't hold it against him. He was a young writer.
Very young. Very, very young.
And I was involved.
But, and that's it. I think we're good.
Okay.
I think we're good. We're a little early. But we would like to thank you for joining us for another edition of The Wild Rose. Make sure to hit us up on Facebook. Hit us up on Twitter. Hit us up on our email. Hit us up on my Twitch. Hit us up on YouTube. Hit us up anywhere. Let us do what we gotta do. entertain you. One take, baby, one take. We didn't plan that. Anyway, I am Nidoku. Playing us out is the one and only Bladed One. And remember, until next time,
Keep it classy.
keep it classy. We'll see you guys next time. Play us out, bro. I like it.
Done.
I like it. Thank you guys for joining us on this fun little video recording. Yeah.
Hello.
Ladies.
And good night. Keep it classy.
Keep it classy. Unlike what we did just then. Keep it classy. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, share with your friends. Like us. Subscribe us. Join with us. Become one with the Nadoblade.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
That went well.
I think so.
Pardon me, sir. I can't get past you.
My booty's too big.
I'm leaving that in.